Hey Brenda, how you doing? Okay. Good morning, Johnny. I'm doing okay. It just we're supposed to get a lot of snow again today, which doesn't warm my heart at all, but is what it is. We're supposed to get anywhere 10 to 12 inches of snow today. It just started snowing a little while ago, and it's supposed to continue on the rest of the day. Hey Joe, good morning. Frank, good morning. Lance Cadena. Hello, hello, hello.
Okay.
Now you don't have any shooting to do today, do you, Joe?
Depends on the weather.
How's the weather there right now?
Nasty.
Yeah,
Overcast.
nasty here. It's going to snow all day long.
And they got a parade tonight.
Hey, Lance.
See Frank in the chat. I haven't seen Jody in a while.
Yeah.
Well, last night's games, the winner of the game makes the playoffs. The loser of the game doesn't make the playoffs, right?
So they didn't win, huh?
Mandeville beat them by 2 points with 3 seconds left.
Oh, wow. So they're
And
still in the running.
they're probably in the playoffs. That's the last game. But the problem is that they tried to give it away. I told the coach, I said, you tried to give it away. He goes, what are you talking about? I said, play the game the way the game's supposed to be played. And he just looked at me. And I said, you got 3 seconds left. You got one team foul. You got 4 fouls to give. They've got to inbound the ball. As soon as they inbound the ball, you foul
Yep.
them. That takes a second off the clock. They get it again, inbound the ball. You foul them. Takes another second off the clock. They can't get a shot off.
Yep.
Nobody covered the man. He got to the other side of the court. Then he went down and he shot a 3-point shot that it hit and it ringed right out. But he almost hit a 3-point shot at the end to beat him.
Wow.
That you almost gave that away because you were worried about defending the guy when you were about fouling the guy. And he just looked at me. His whole attitude changed. And he sat there for a minute and he went, We were only at one team foul. I said, you only had one team foul. Because the official told me the same thing. Why didn't they foul
Yep.
him? You foul him. Those cheerleaders from St. Paul, because me and the official was talking, and the cheerleaders were saying, in other words, if they foul him 3 times, the time goes off the clock, and we don't even get a shot. It's right. And it's, oh, man. Like,
Yeah.
and then they let the guy run all the way down court, and he gets the ball back with 1.8 seconds to take a shot. Because
And he
they call a
ripped out,
timeout
huh?
as soon as they got there. Max Air,
Max
$50,
Air, 420.
$48.42.
Yep, it's just gonna be a crummy day here today. I probably
But
should
the
go out
best,
and throw a little bit of ice
oh
melt
Lord,
down before it gets too. If should I put ice melt down before the snow or wait till after?
go put some rat poison down for the squirrel.
The squirrels are all hunkered down. Yes, isn't it? Squirrels are.
But it was like 8 seconds left in the game when we tied it up. And when we tied it up, it was a perfect feed inside to the same senior. And he made the basket, and I'm looking right at it, and I didn't even get the picture.
Wow.
And I was mad. I said, God darn it. He ties it up. If he gets actually it was good to take the lead with 8 seconds it was 18 seconds left to take the lead. I said, God darn it. If that's the one to win, I missed it, you know?
Yep.
So I'm sitting there and they come down and score 2 points with 3 seconds left. It was 8 seconds. It was about 8 seconds left then. It was 18 and 8. And then they get down and the guy is clean running down the side. I'm thinking he's going the whole way. And when he gets in, I see him look and he feeds the ball. And I turned around and it was the same senior. And he went up in the layup and I got it. I got the layup shot. Um, and I was thinking, okay, I got the shot, you know? And they called timeout. And that's when I looked at the clock and I said, oh, it's over. All I got to do is follow. But I guess I've been around it so long, you know?
Yeah. Well, and what amazes me is that their own coach didn't figure that out.
Afterwards, he just kind of stood there looking stupid, you know? I told him, I said, you almost gave that one away. Because if the guy hit 4 3 points during the game.
Yeah.
They got it, fed it right back into him. He took the shot. It was just about a foot further than he'd been shooting. But I mean, this is a packed gym. Gym's packed with people because it's the biggest rivalry of the season. And they got police there and everything.
Did
But
the
they don't
home
like each
crowd
other.
go crazy?
And they were all over the court afterwards. And I'm sitting there with my phone in my hand to shoot the picture with my camera. And one of the cheerleaders looks down at me. This is a St. Paul cheerleader. And I said, they got to do something because I got to order my pizza. Like that. And they all sort of laughing. And they said, order. I showed them I was ordering a pizza. I said, I'm just waiting for the game to get over so I can pick it up when I leave.
So you got your pizza? Was the pizza good?
Oh, yeah.
And you probably said, in honor of Lance, I need to order a pizza tonight.
Yeah, I did.
Well, yeah, because he was talking all day yesterday, Joe, about Joe was talking about Lance about you having pizza Friday.
Well, his pizza he sent looked delicious. The picture he sent.
They had a good one last night.
Where'd you get it from, Joe?
Domino's.
Domino's. Huh?
Yeah, they had a special on where it was any size, any toppings, $9.99.
Wow.
There you go.
Oh, wow, look at that.
I got that sucker loaded up.
What's the pickles in the middle there?
That's jalapenos.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's for Juan Valdez, the jalapeno.
Yeah. I stopped on the way, got the pizza, ran next door, got 2 beers, went home, processed my picture while I ate pizza and drank beer.
There you go.
But the 3 officials last night, the first game, they got 2 games. First game was a JV game, and the 3 officials are the ones that don't like the refs. I mean, cheerleaders either. Okay. So they're sitting there, we're talking. They said, "How are you tonight?" I said, "They're going to depend on y'all." And he said, "What, you want to get out of here early?" I said, "No, I'm worried about the cheerleaders." And they said, "Oh yeah, it's the rival." Yeah. They said, and then midway during the first game, they said, "Well, we won't see any cheerleaders." I said, "They'll be coming in." It was about the end of the first period, first game. I said, "They don't get hit till halftime." Halftime, they started trickling in. They both of them looked at me, 2 of the officials, and they said, "Boy, you called it." I said, "That's when they come in." And they started coming in. I said, "I'll get you a count," because I count them as they go by. They had 17 cheerleaders for St. Paul and 14 for Mandeville.
Wow.
And they looked up there and they said, "Oh, we take care of this," because they ain't getting in the lanes tonight. And the Mandeville cheerleaders, I was shocked. The Mandeville cheerleaders, I sat in my little spot. I went in there and they went and got another side. The first time all year they did it right.
Wow.
And then when I switched sides, I'm over by the St. Paul's. They got this one. This girl, I don't know. She had a senior ring on, and she looked like she was 4 foot tall. Little girl, you know. And her name was Riley. That's I remember that much because they were talking. Everybody was talking, and she gets on the left side of me and looks at me kind of funny. I said, "Just walk around, get another side. You can't be in a lane." And she walked around, and that was it, you know. But it
Well,
was like they didn't know what to do because I sat there.
she was just a small girl. So she's the one that the other cheerleaders like to throw up in the air, right?
Yeah, and I was hoping they were going to do that last night. I'd have got pictures of them doing it, but
Ah,
they didn't come off and do anything. Mandeville did a few flips and stuff like that, like they usually do. But it was it's fake pizza. It depends on the way you buy it. Yeah, Domino's isn't the best. I should have got the pan last night, but the pan was a medium. They wouldn't give you a large. That's false advertisement, isn't it?
yeah.
Any size, but you order, try to get a large, then we'll give it to you. But that gave me pizza last night, and I got pizza for the day.
There you go. It's a snowy mess out there.
And look at the ice. A lot of places to land your drone.
Well, I took your advice and I posted that crash.
Yeah, I would have put it. Now the FAA is going to knock on your door and ask you why you were flying like that.
I'm going to tell him, you know, Captain Joe, he said to do that.
Yeah, okay. So some guy I know named Mikey was instructing me how to fly.
You know, we don't hear anything about him anymore, do we?
No, he can't do anything anymore. Yeah, he got. I thought you knew that.
Well, I know he got some
They
big fines, didn't he?
well, they finalized everything. He had to get rid of all his drones. He had to take his channel down. He cannot get port 107. They were giving him that option in the beginning. He kept giving him trash. And he doesn't have the fine, but he can never fly a drone in the United States again.
Wow.
He can't put any videos up about drones again.
They pretty much tied him down, didn't they?
Yep. It's his fault.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were
I
they
mean,
were they were willing to give him an option to don't fly until you get your Part 107, and he didn't do it. He could
well,
have got by for $150.
the flying he used to do downtown Philadelphia, it was just crazy.
Well, I'm gonna just tell you this. There's another pilot that put a video out, and it's flying in the same area, and you can't tell me he wasn't flying over people because he's crossing streets, and it's right after the Super Bowl.
Ah,
But I won't mention the name, but they'll never go after him because he's a bigger name.
oh, okay. So
But
Johnny's safe.
when I
Johnny's
saw it,
safe. Johnny is safe then, right?
I saw Johnny fly before. He's not safe. I mean, he like see, I had a pole. I had a 1-inch pole I hit. He had a 6-foot fence.
Wow.
He had actually the other day. I think he tried the Neo. I think he tried to have it go down a slide at that thing. He had to go pick it up.
Well, all you did is you landed on a canopy, right?
No, I landed on top of a building because I did a power loop, and I sat there and drew it out. There's no way it should have gone back that far.
Well,
I
that's
don't care if
exactly
physics or not.
exactly the same thing my Air 2S did. Although when you look at my video, you can see where I was going sideways towards the American side with it zoomed in, and I went over and clipped the tree, which saved me because otherwise it was another 50 yards or so, 100 yards was the city building, big 5
It was
stories.
closer than that. It was closer than that, Paul. Because you hit it right next to the city building.
Yeah.
You just get past the tree, you get the city building. You'd have broke one of those $50,000 windows. They'd have said, "Are you Paul Murray? Yeah, here's your bill."
Frank
I
said
don't know.
Frank says Mikey was a good pilot, and I like seeing Philadelphia.
I did too. He just did some crazy crap.
Well, and the sad part of it is they kept warning him on and off, right? He get a
For
knock
about 4 years.
yeah, he'd get a knock on his door every other day.
But what he did to himself was that they had a World Series game going on, and he walked outside, and he said he had put some new props on the Mavic 3. So he goes outside, starts it up, and picks it up about 2 feet off the ground just to check the props instead of waiting until the next day to do it. And he said that's when he came on, and he said that about 30 minutes later, the Homeland Security was knocking at the door. And he had an order not to fly his drones until he got his Part 107.
And they knew he didn't have a 107.
Well, they knew that, but that was the key. That was the one that they say that really did it.
Frank says,
But
yeah,
also,
but I've seen people do worse shit. But what we
Oh,
don't
yeah, me
know
too.
is what kind of trouble they're getting in.
They're not getting any trouble. They didn't. They weren't talking about the FAA in all their videos.
Yeah.
It's like, but you also had the people that couldn't stand Mike. Mikey couldn't stand him. That were the drone police and kept reporting them.
Yeah.
But you know what? Karma. Okay, the rain is supposed to be at 8 o'clock tonight, they're saying, but it's gotta be. I don't wanna go in the rain tonight.
You know what? I'm amazed at that he's supposed to have a 107. Why somebody didn't just go do it for him? Because they don't require a photo ID or anything, just an address, a name, and everything like that.
No, I had to have photo ID, I had to have everything.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I've had the 107 license now since they began with the 107.
I had to do that. I had to have photo ID for that. Sometimes they'd get me at Walmart if I buy a beer. But in the state of Louisiana, you have to have one to vote. Some places you get everything else. You got to show ID for everything else but voting.
Well, they actually took him to federal court, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. And that was a federal judge came down with that. So you don't have the fine. You don't have what you call it, a drone anymore. Oh, sounds this parade start tonight. It is the last Saturday and Sunday this week. It's in Slidell, the parades, the ones I cover.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's supposed to rain tonight. I got to decide.
Rain, 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 huh?
It's 6 o'clock tonight, and it's supposed to start raining around 8. I got to keep an eye on the weather. I don't mind going out there and catching the beginning of this parade. And if it starts raining, just come home, you know? Because I'm going to be parked within 50 feet of the parade anyway. And tomorrow, the parade tomorrow is at 1 o'clock, midday. But that's the start. Today is actually the real start of parade season. And then next Friday, they got one here, right here in Mandeville. Big parade. And then next Saturday, I'll be in Metairie to shoot the Mad Hatters. That's a big celebrity parade.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they got a lot of local celebrities that get into that one. Who's Sunday? And Sunday, the 23rd, I may go to New Orleans and shoot the first day out there. The first real Sunday out there. Because in the next following week, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, I'll be out. And I
Mad
got
Prop
also,
says Mad Prop says his ex-wife is from Slidell. Is that near you?
yep, 17 miles. Slidell, Louisiana. Your ex-wife, that explains a lot.
What was her maiden name? Maybe Joe knows some people over there in Slidell by that name.
Yeah, you're right. You're right there, Randy. That did seem a little harsh, saying he could never fly a drone again.
Well, the thing of it is we don't know
Ex-girlfriend.
what kind of courtroom annex that he played with the judge. You know, he probably just pissed the judge right off, you know.
I know no Morrises.
Oh, Morris, okay.
Well, I don't think he ticked the judge off at the trial. He ticked him off when he put that drone up in there.
Well, he violated his probation, right?
That's what it was. Well, it wasn't really probation. They were still under investigation. And he had a court order not to fly a drone until they were finished. What's up, Shaq? So now we got team pictures on the 25th. I gotta go. I've actually got to go to Slidell Monday and drop off envelopes. But then I've got to watch these playoff games because I'll be covering the playoff games for Mandeville. I sure hope none of them are on the 25th because I got to shoot. I got the team picture scheduled already. There should be one this week, and then there will be one the following week if they keep going. I just hope it does not interfere with my day because I won't be able to make it. Got to go do my team picture. Do they got them up yet? I don't think they do.
Hey,
The
Philip,
general bulletin up. That's all.
what's that?
They just got the information up about the playoffs. They don't have the games up yet. How they call for NCAA? They call it March Madness, right? For
Yeah.
Louisiana, they call it the Marsh Madness, like the Louisiana Marsh. When I got to release them. Wow. Oh, this might be good.
Joe, I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Okay. June 22nd is the boys into the regular season. The boys are going to be the playoff of the 25th. So the Tuesday the 25th is when they're going to give the playoff ranks, the brackets. When are the girls? They should be first. They don't have the girls listed. Okay, that's basketball boys. That's the reason why. Why is it only saying boys? I'm not saying boys. No, no. 2025. The boys I won't know about till that day. That's good. The boy, girl, important date. 17th, Monday, they'll let us know who they're playing. They're always a week ahead of time. So Monday, the parents will come out for the girls. The boys will come out next Tuesday, a week. So I'll have a game probably by the end of the week for the girls. And then hopefully, that, like I said, that other game is the 24th or the 26th. And soccer's still underway. I'm waiting to hear about that. I shoot that All-Star game. Geico Powerboat. That's a 3D print. We'll look it up. Yeah, it's cool. They've got a couple of them here. They do in the spring. They do a what they call it, a poker run. I did that last year. If you go out to the point right there by the lighthouse where Johnny and I go, they do all the big ones are coming in. If you go out a little further, you can catch them as they're still coming in pretty fast, or catch them as they're going out. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out on them this year because I had fun doing that last year. And you get some of them boats, they got like 3 or 4 guys on it and about 14 women, all in bikini. There was a whole bunch of them last year. I was behind one. I think I was with the Nevada. I was behind one with the Nevada too, I think it was. And that sucker took off. And I didn't know why I didn't get hit with water. But I was pretty close to it when it happened. What's up, Mark? Overnight, strong squall line, damaging winds, tornado threat. Uh, yeah, I may not be going to that parade tonight. Ants, 3. Yeah, it's gonna be bad tonight. And I haven't flown a drone in a week because the winds have been crazy and the weather's been crazy. I'm starting to get withdrawals. Shoot, I know. Hey, Lance, I know it's bad when I was dreaming about the Neo. Donald,
Good morning.
I had a dream about the Neo last night that they did an update and mine started working right. I woke up and I said, boy, that's a nightmare because I know it's not working right.
Dream on, dream on.
And that's what I was thinking. I said, boy, I know this is a dream. It was hovering in my house and I was like, yeah, bullshit. Like that little boy, bullshit. Bullshit.
Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit.
I saw a video this morning of a woman doing target practice. she's got the weapon in her hand and she's indoors at a range. And she's sitting there and they're getting ready to start shooting. And they got the target downrange. She takes her first shot, misses the target, hits the rope that pulls the target, knocks the rope down. That would be my daughter.
That's a critical fail right there.
And that would be my daughter. The rope's all over her where it fell all over her. She done shot the rope. I sent it to my daughter and all my kids. And I said, this would be Brittany.
Listen, I think it's a success as
Mark-
long as the bullet goes downrange. I think we're still talking about success.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Those ones that you see people doing jackass things. They're at the shooting range. There's one where the guy puts a gun to somebody else's head. They immediately got banned from the firing range. But
Yeah.
so they're just jacking around. It's like so.
Yeah, the range that I go to, when you walk up there, they got a line. When you get to that sign, you cannot have it in your holster. If you're wearing a holster, you cannot have it in your holster. They all have to be open racked so they can see what's in them
Huh?
before you even get up there.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
about 50 yards away. It's outdoor range. And if you have anything in a bag, when you open that bag, it better be opened up too with nothing in them, or they'll send you home. They don't give you a second chance. If you got it wrong, go home. Come back another day and do it right.
Yep.
And when they call ceasefire on that range, you put that weapon down. You go back behind the red line. Leave that weapon alone. And before you put it down, you rack it, make sure everything's out of it. Leave it laying there on the table.
Huh?
Because that range inspector walks around, he checks every one of them.
Yep.
And if you cross that line,
Set it down,
before they
muzzle
tell
aiming. Yeah, set it down, muzzle aiming downrange,
Yep.
step back.
And if you cross that line before and touch that weapon, just pack it up, go home.
I mean, I'm not a weapon guy, but some of it is just common sense, risk
Oh, yeah.
mitigation. Oh, you like my one of my Christmas presents?
Yeah, like that. So let's see. Trying to think. Paul either took Dukalax this morning, that's where he's at, or he's out shoveling snow. I'll go with the shoveling snow.
Okay.
He put some of that salt down, didn't he?
Well, that might be what he's doing, putting that salt down. I think he needed to put some rat poison out there, I'm telling you.
Yeah, he even buys animal-friendly salt.
Yeah, I go to the one, Randy, Honey Island Swamp. You got to have a fishing license or a hunting license. If you don't, you can't get in. You're not legally in there. It's a state. It's like a state park. And then they've got, if it's hunting season, you can be anywhere in the park with your weapon, as long as you have a license to hunt. If it's not hunting season, the only place you could have your weapon is on the way to the road to the range, on the roads of the range, at the range. But you can't be out of your car with your weapon until you're at the range. They're that strict about it. Because I was in the back one day with my kids, and they were shooting a pellet rifle, and I had my two guns sitting in the car. I didn't have them. If I had them on, the guy told me, "You'd have got a citation if you had them on." Like that. He said, "I'd have wrote you a citation." He said, "But you can't, when it's not hunting season, you can't be anywhere on this property with a weapon except on those two roads and at the range."
Hello, Mark.
Hi, Paul.
But you
Where's
went through that
Preston?
salt out?
Where's Precious? Outside?
Sleeping.
Oh, okay. What'd you say, Joe?
You went through salt out?
Yep.
You're right, Mark.
Mhm.
Salt
We
it
had a bet.
down so that, and I got the peanuts all organized for my buddies, and so yeah, got things done.
We had a bet. I said either you. I said let's see, one of three things, one or two things. Either you got Dukalax going, or you're out shoveling snow. And Mark said, well, maybe he said. Didn't he say he was going to go throw the stuff out?
Yeah,
I was saying no. I thought he was saying he was going to throw the rat poison out.
I threw ice melt out. Yep.
Yeah, I thought you were throwing rat poison out.
No, because my little buddies haven't been around today, so they they they
Well,
they they got
so-
they got
so
the
you tell-
hint. They got the hint, Joe.
So you're telling me the rat poison I put out there worked?
Must have, because they're not around.
In other words, when across the street you see those two metal cats that I put out there, the picture of all the different hawks that are in different yards now. I'm gonna go down to the park where we go fly, go kill, and I'm gonna get that coyote statue, and I'm gonna come up and stick it in your yard.
Yeah, they're all snug as a bug in their little burrows
In a little burrow surrounded by peanuts.
up in the trees, and yep. Right, Mark?
Uh-huh.
I don't even know how they could get in their little burrows. They got so many peanuts.
Well, they put them in all the different pockets, you know.
Yeah, right. Hey, Joe.
Yeah, Paul bought bearskin fleeces for them all. They've got 8 pockets in them.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
yeah. I got to make sure they get their proper tea, you know.
Get off my property.
That's all Don drinks is proper tea.
Yep, it's called coffee.
And proper ramen noodles.
So what? Oh, you already got pizza to eat today, right, Joe?
Yeah, I got my food for the day. I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna do tomorrow, running.
I didn't know if he was cooking up jambalaya or not, because it's festival time, right?
Yeah, that might be next week. Because like I said, I'll be running next week, so I'll probably make something to have to eat before I go. And
So how many games do you got to shoot this coming week?
right now, there's none scheduled because the playoffs. Playoffs. They don't announce the girls.
Is there a scheduled date for when the playoffs are going to happen?
We'll know Monday. Monday, the girls' schedule comes out, and then the following Tuesday, the boys' schedule comes out. So I've got almost it'll put like if they come out Monday, the game could be Thursday.
Okay.
So usually when the schedule comes out, the game's a couple of days later. In Mandeville last year, the girls had a bye. They had a first week off, but there's no way they're going to get a bye this year because they're like the 14th team or something like that. And I'll be honest with you, I just hope the first one's a home game. Because unless if it's a home game, they got a chance. If it's a game like they've got to travel to a good team, they're going to probably get bounced the first game. No Mandeville team this year has got past the second round.
Really?
Yep. The soccer team, boys and girls, lost in the second round. The cheerleaders lost at nationals. They came in second place. Oh, it was funny because it's a different division that St. Paul's in, and the cheerleaders for St. Paul won this year. They were the champions this year. And this is national champions. They go to Orlando, to Disney, and they won the championship this year. Last year, the last 2 years, was Mandeville won. So one of the girls said, "How the cheerleaders do this year?" I said they were the first loser, and they looked at me and said, "Yeah, they came in runner up." I said, "That's the first loser." So the St. Paul cheerleaders were laughing about that. Doing pretty good.
Yeah, it is coming down.
We've got 5 degrees today, and it's going to get up to a hot 13 degrees on Wednesday, and then back down again for weekend.
So that neighbor of yours, where's his property line start?
Which neighbor?
The one that you're looking at when you look at the bird feeder.
Hang on a minute. Let me go back there and okay, his property line is actually where this tree is. Right along like that.
Okay, I just need to know where to put the traps.
Yeah, the day you drive up here to put traps out, that'll be a wonder.
And we'll have the whole, it's gonna be like build a wall, I'm gonna build a trap wall.
Yeah, the property line is right about there.
Yeah, I'll go about a foot inside. So that if you go to move one, you're trespassing. And then that bathroom window in the middle,
Right here,
and the other one in the middle.
right there.
Yeah, it's probably a bathroom window.
Yep.
I'm gonna build inside, I'm gonna build a deal in there where you can lay there in a prone position and pick them off. Be a sniper window. Be like that video on Instagram, I think it was. Might be on YouTube, where the guy goes out at night and shoots the rats. And he sits back there, it's got a 22, and he picks off the rats like that, and he shoots a bunch of them.
Well,
They don't know what hit him.
that's like the cartoon Ratatouille. Right, Donald?
What?
Ratatouille.
Yeah. What about Ratatouille?
Well, the human befriended all the rats, and Joe doesn't befriend them.
Actually, he only befriended one of them, and
Yeah,
he brought,
only one.
and the other one brought all his friends,
Yep.
which is
Yep.
a lesson. Don't make friends with one; they'll bring all their friends in.
Joe's like the executioner.
Somebody has to be.
I have somewhere. There it is.
Yep, not that nice out for sure.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So the IRS is gonna lay off all their probationary employees. I think that's like 87,000 of them,
Really?
Oh,
the ones that just got hired.
Well, they'll be geared up for unemployment, right?
Well, they didn't need them. First off, they just hired them just to go after people. They said they got some people that are renting chickens to offset egg costs.
yep.
Renting chickens.
That's what it said.
Yeah, you raise the chickens in your backyard.
Oh, renting,
Renting
Renting.
chickens.
Well, that's what
not
I mean.
raising.
If you rent a chicken, you got to take care of it. There was on the Good Morning America, they showed a guy on there that had cages and all kinds of stuff and telling you how to raise your chickens and get your own eggs.
Yeah, but
Yep.
we're talking about renting, where you're not buying the chickens, you don't own the chickens.
You're renting them from
You just
somebody.
keep them for a little bit.
You still got to feed them.
Yeah, that's weird though.
You don't want them running around your property.
Why are you renting chickens instead of just raising chickens?
I know, it don't make sense. So it's like selling grass. I'm not talking about that other kind. I'm talking about the stuff in your yard.
Yep. I need an extra hand.
It's like in Louisiana selling Mardi Gras beads to the tourists.
Yeah. And then you go back, pick them up off the ground and sell them again.
Yep. It was one year that I was selling them by the case, the tourists, not the tourists, the people out of town on eBay. The first year, I think it was like 40 cases I sold. Then I figured out how to cut the price a little bit, where I was selling it for like $35 a case, and it was only costing me 17, and they were paying for shipping and everything. And that year, I think it was 289 cases I sold.
God.
Yeah. Following year, I sold more than that. I can't remember, it was in the 400s. And then the distributor that I was buying them from realized what I was doing. So they started selling them for about $5 cheaper than I was selling. I thought it was dirty.
Nope. Called capitalism.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was dirty capitalism. It knocked the little guy out. They still, I bet you they still, hold on, what they go for now? Look.
How many in a case?
12 dozen.
So gross.
Oh no. Oh no. Where is my
I didn't say a gross because I didn't think y'all had a gross. I thought your measurement would be something different. Oh, jeez. Ought to be selling them now. 200 pair, just 200 pair, right? $46.99. The ones I used to sell, let me find them. No, it's cheaper. $60 for 2 gross.
Don't ever buy these kind of clamps.
See, I
They
don't
work
know.
shit.
Yeah, they don't have. They're very seldom. They'll say a case. They're going by pieces, right? Right now, they're not saying. I used to say 144 pieces one case. Actually, I thought it was more than that. Hold on a minute. I almost want to say it was 5 gross of beads. I gotta go back and look at the case. They go to them, go to bees by the dozen. See what they're selling them for right now, because they used to ship them direct. That was a good news. The 33-inch bees is what I used to use.
What's Lance doing? I thought I just heard him singing. Or was that Don singing?
It might have been me.
How are you coming on the buggy?
Working on it right now. I have marked out where the
Okay.
locks going to sit. I'm getting ready to cut it out.
It's 5 gross in the case. That's what it was. Now, let me tell you the difference in the price now. When I was selling them, this was back in like 2000, 20-something years ago. It was 5 gross in the case. Used to run me $17.95 a case. The same beads right now, $43.95. Same beads, $17 to $43. That's why they're breaking them down to instead of saying now they're doing a gross of them for $35 on eBay. It's $63.47 for 2 gross, 288. And so that you sell 2 gross, you're buying your case. So you're making profit on 3 gross. See, that would be the problem because I'd have to buy the cases and break them down and ship them myself. But I used to drive over there at first before I realized they would drop ship them for me. I used to go over there and buy 10, 15 cases at a time. I'd bring them back. I was working at USA Baby, bring them back, load them in the back, and then label them and ship them out from there.
Cases of eggs?
No, cases of Mardi Gras beads.
Oh, Mardi Gras beads. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, I'll put it like this. They've got a lot of people looking at them. Let me see how much see gross. See.
Are they expensive to buy?
$56 for 5 gross.
No, they're very cheap, but high markup for tourists.
Yeah. Or you could just come here and catch them for free.
What do you think on an average on a good parade day whether it's busy? How many do you suppose they throw out the length of the parade route?
Oh Lord. Let's put it like this: the Endymion Parade, okay?
Uh-huh.
Endymion Parade has about 4,000 riders, 4,000 to 5,000. I don't even know the count this year. Each person has to pay so much to be in the parade. It's like about $2,500 just to be in the parade.
Oh wow.
It covers the ball, the coronation, covers the 2 parties, covers the Mardi Gras costume they give them, and that ride on the float, right? Covers their hotel the night before, because they cover the hotel room the night before. So they got out because they get them in a place so they could bus them in all transportation.
Right.
Because it's such a big parade. This is the premier parade of Louisiana, of New Orleans. Each one, I know a guy that rides in it. $2,500 just to ride. He spends about $4,000 in throws.
Oh, wow.
Because what he does is cases and cases and cases. He's got somebody that he pays to set it up for him because he don't have the time to do it. They go out there the morning of the parade in his section. They bring all his stuff out there, and they put all the pegs in right where they're supposed to be, and they hang all the beads where they're supposed to be, and all the stuff for him. That's his. And everybody doesn't touch each other's stuff. That's just the code. You leave your other guys alone, right? Everybody knows what's theirs. And but the difference in that parade is that a normal parade they'll take a pack of 24, pull a little tab off, and they'll throw one at a time.
Yep.
In Endymion parade, they open up the box, take the pack of a gross, throw the whole gross up. Just throw the pack at you.
Wow.
That's just the difference in that parade. There's a bunch of parades that do that.
And you said he spends $4,000 just on the stuff he
4 to
throws up?
5,000 on throws every year. So he's about $7,000 into it total
Wow.
every year. And they got some people that ride in Endymion that ride in 2 other parades. That put out, I know there's one guy, I can't remember what his name is, but he said that the 3 parades he runs, he's in Endymion, he's in Rex Mardi Gras Day, and he's in Toth the day after. No, it's not Toth. He's in Carrollton the week before, and he says he spends about $20,000 a year.
That's like a rich man's thing, right?
Oh yeah, but they got people that get in it all the time, you know. And Endymion's a unique organization. What they started out by the racetrack. It's named after a horse, Endymion, that raced at the fairgrounds. It was just a bunch of guys got together with 17 floats one year with about 6 bands and came up with the Endymion parade. Now they're the largest male parade in New Orleans.
Wow.
And then what they do, like it's like the Irish parade. Irish parade is the largest female parade. When they start showing all their throws, I'll put them on here and show you. But they've got the cups, all their Mardi Gras cups are real nice, like hologram cups with their theme on it. I mean, real nice stuff. And it just they throw everything from sunglasses to purses to everything. I mean, it's like they have their own signature stuff.
Now, are you
all-
going over to shoot it today?
No, that's the Irish parade is 2 weeks. I'll shoot that in 2 weeks.
Now, do they give you a hassle going down there and shooting that, or?
Oh, I don't have any hassle. I'm in the middle of the street, right in the middle of the parade.
Good for you.
But the Endymion parade, like I was saying, is a unique organization. If I were to join Endymion this year at the Coronation Ball, everybody's name is put into a hat. And it's all by random. And it's like everybody's got a little, and the way they do it, it's like a little, it's a little, I want to say like a little bitty container with the names in it. Everybody's names in it. They reach in there and they pull one of the containers out, open it up, and it could be my first year. I could be the king. I could ride as the king, and that's a whole different ball game. All the throws they pay for everything, all the throws, and they put me in the outfit that the king wears. And let me see if I got a picture to show you what I'm talking about. This is.
And then at the end of the parade, they kill the king.
No, they don't kill you. But you
I
get
think
to
they
be
do.
a king.
I think they make you king, parade you to the streets, and then kill you symbolically.
Symbolism
And
is
I can't-
everything.
And I can't show you. I can't show you an Endymion parade. I haven't been to one in years. But the king, this is what they wear for the parade.
Okay, well,
You see all the sequins, all the headdress and everything they gotta wear
yep.
for a 8 mile route, wind, rain, whatever. You got that on for the whole route. The only cool part about it is that you get when they go to Gallia Hall, the mayor will toast you. You get a proclamation from the city in your name. You get all kind of stuff. And this is what the Queen wears. And the Queen is always in her 20s. Because it's really it's really elaborate, it's really pomp and circumstance, let's put it that way. I keep saying because that's the Saturday before, the same day as ours. I keep saying I'm gonna go down there, rent a hotel room. I need to rent it like a year in advance though, to get the price right. Rent a hotel room right there. That way I could just go to Gallia Hall right there and be there all day. Be able to go back to the hotel and come back out because it starts about noon and it ends about midnight. And I don't want to have to drive home. I'd rather walk right over to my hotel room. Here's a picture, Paul. This is along the parade route for Endymion. That's the floats. Look at the people.
Wow.
And that's 8.5, actually 10 miles of people like that. Like I said, this guy's probably $7,000 into it. All of this is LEDs, and it's at nighttime, the parade. This is when it's first starting. That's on Carrollton Avenue. I can tell where it's at. But these floats are like triple the size. It's like triple floats. Each one of them is bigger than an 18-wheeler. And they like 3 or 4 tandem floats together. And everything is LED. They have the guy that Blaine Kern that does the floats for these things. I'll show you this one. There you go. I just lost it. Hold on, let me go back. Just saw it. Way to go.
Hey, Joel.
Yeah. I'll find one of the floats.
What? You want to go out?
There's a nighttime shot, but that's how their floats look at night. All LED. Oh, here you go. That's one of their tandem floats. But you can see how many riders on each one and how big they are. Yeah, that's amazing. Here's a daytime shot of one. But they really put them up. I'm not showing you, huh?
Nope.
I see. I was just on that thing. Here, let me do it. That's one of the tandem floats.
How
At night
long,
like that?
how many sections?
That's probably 4 sections. That's probably the second section right there. This is one of them right here. Another tandem float. That's a 2-second.
Wow,
See, they got,
pretty colorful,
but
isn't it?
yeah, it's all LED. All LED'd out.
So they spend a lot of money on those floats.
Oh, those, shoot. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. Here's another picture. Look. See all the LEDs?
Yeah.
And then you got all the maids that run in the front of them. And look at all the headdress. You know, it's just all LEDs.
Now, do they use those over and over again every year?
They have a place where they got a big, they call it the den, where they put them. And they bring them in every year, go back and look at them and see if they got to do any repairs to them. And then they might come up with a new one every once in a while. But I think they've got 37 of those in their parade. And about every 3 years, they put a new one out.
Wow.
They got one, Pontchartrain Beach. It used to be a beach area in New Orleans, where they had an amusement park and everything. And the park hasn't been there for, shoot, I think in the 80s is when it closed down, back in the 80s. And they've got the Pontchartrain Beach float. It's 5 tandems, 5. And it's all designed like Pontchartrain Beach was. You got the roller coasters, you got everything, the Wild Mouse, everything on each float. When he passes you, you smell like cotton candy.
Oh, really?
They got the smells coming off the float. So they're putting out the different smells you would get there, you know? And it's crazy. But that's Blaine Kern. That was the guy that the artist, it's his company, Blaine Kern. He does those floats for all over the world. And his sons now took over because he died a few years ago. But it's just, he started out working as a kid in one of the manufacturers, just doing some of the paper mache and starting to design them out the way he liked them. Then he
Wow.
started his own company, and it's the biggest float manufacturer in the world.
So companies must pay him a lot of money to make a float, huh?
Boy, I'm telling you, I couldn't tell you the amount of money they're worth. That's why I'm kicking myself still. When that float caught me about 2 years ago on the leg, and it was their fault because of the piece of metal sticking out. And I said, oh, I'm fine. But that's me. I was really fine. If I would have been hurt, then it'd have been a different story. But each float in the Mardi Gras, and like some of the, like in Devian's probably more. But each float in like the parade that got found out that each one had $750,000 insurance on it,
Wow.
liability insurance. So if that sucker would have tore my leg open, I would have probably been rich right now. You know? But it just bruised me a little bit.
Looks like Donald's latch is coming along.
Oh yeah, I forgot I was muted. I say,
Yeah, there you go.
there's
Yeah,
the
looking good.
slot for it. That's down nice. If you look, the latch has a little bit of overhang. That's where it's going to come around to latch at.
Yep.
And
Now,
the
do you glue
clearance,
it down or screw it down or both?
it will be bolted down. We'll use some smooth, like round head bolts.
Okay.
Make sure you put Phillips on that side so they're easy to take out.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Johnny says Blaine Curran does a Hammond parade floats too. Yeah, Blaine Curran does all of the. You got to see this. The Eve parade, the float that next Friday night here in Mandeville. All the floats are in New Orleans, so they got to get them to Mandeville. So they'll put them on the causeway at 23 Mile Bridge, and have police escort over, and they do it the same way going back. And they've got to make sure they bring them over when the winds are certain, because it can't be a high wind and everything else, because they'll tip them. Unless there's people on them, then they're real easy to tip. So they'll be driving them all the way from New Orleans, Louisiana, to Mandeville, Louisiana, over the causeway, and get them out here early in the morning. They try to do them early in the morning before people drive.
Yeah,
Sometimes they do them in the middle of the night to get them over, and then they stage them where they're going to start.
heck of a challenge, I would bet.
It's logistical. That whole Mardi Gras season is nothing but logistics. Everybody's got to have police escorts with all this stuff.
Well, what's nice about it is they've been doing it so long, everybody knows what to kind of expect and do. Where
They're
if you
supposed
were
to.
just starting a parade up, you don't know what.
Well, most of the people who start one, they've been in other ones, so they know.
Yeah,
But let me tell you the logistic nightmare. The day of Endymion, Saturday, the parade starts at 5 o'clock. That's what time the parade starts. The Irish parade starts at 11 o'clock in the morning, and the Tux parade is behind Irish. A lot of the bands that are in both of those parades are in the Endymion parade. So the logistical nightmare is having all the buses at the end of those two parades, loading up their band members, getting them to the next parade so they can march again. That's the logistical nightmare. That happens on Saturday and Sunday, the weekend before Mardi Gras, because you have Sunday you have big parades again, and then Sunday night you have the Bacchus parade, which is another big one, and that's the biggest logistical nightmare, because they've got to where they ended at, they got to get on the buses, come right back to where they started at for the next parade that starts at 5 o'clock, and try getting those buses through places.
I'll bet.
I mean, they do like the Irish parade next week. The buses will be coming up to get them where they have to go, and that side of the street is not barricaded yet. But at one point in time, they close it, done. And if the band didn't get through, I have actually seen that the band members, they had to stop the bus, get them all off, and walk them up the sidewalk to get them there because they're late,
Wow.
or open up the barricades and let them get in right there. I've seen that happen where they couldn't get the band in. They just had to wait and open up the sidewalks and put them in. The barricade, open up the barricade and just bring them right in.
Now, does your son work at it at all?
He works the ones in Covington. He works Covington, and he might be working Mandeville. They work that too. They split them. They do both.
What's the deal with him and the woman?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. He said something about spending time with her yesterday. I don't know. He don't tell me anything. Either he's lying to me or everything's still working. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, I haven't even ate breakfast this morning. I'm gonna go figure something.
Okay.
Uh,
Everybody, hey,
Got it.
thanks for being here. Johnny, it was in the chat early. Mark,
He's still there.
Lance, Don, take care. We'll see all of you
Randy.
again later.
Joel.